Hello, my name is Jerisa Lamons. I'm the Director of Career Services for Elizabethtown Community and Technical College. Today, I'm going to teach you how to successfully interview for the job that you want. Let's get started. Today, we will discuss the different types of interviews, the successful look of an interviewee, the 4 stages of the interview, understanding the steps of the interview, and offer you other helpful hints. There are different types of job interviews. You have your behavioral interview, you have your panel interview, which is most common in today's working world. You also have Skype and telephone interviews. These are usually done as pre-screeners for an employer to see if they would like for you to move on to the bona fide interview. In the interviewing process, there are actually 4 stages of interviewing. You have the introduction, employer questions, applicant questions, and of course the closing stage. It's helpful to know about these stages so that you know as you're transitioning into them what you need to do next and what will make you look successful. In an interview, your attire plays a supporting role. Rather, it's almost your main character. Be able to articulate intelligent and well thought out responses to questions. This can be done if you practice before your interview. The interview is a professional meeting that is a two-way conversation. It's more formal than daily work. Never confuse an interview or business function with a social event. What if the job is in a non-suit wearing work environment? Even if you would or could wear jeans on the job, or the work environment is outdoors and very non-suit environment, wearing a suit to the interview shows you take the interview seriously as a professional meeting. One alternative is to wear pressed pants, such as khakis, and a dark jacket. Less formal than a suit, but still very business appropriate for both men and women. How should you look? Hair should be clean and neat. Take care to wash and care for your hair the morning before. Also making sure to pay attention to facial hair. Any facial hair should be well groomed. Shoes should be polished and in good condition. Ladies, pay attention to your heels. Make sure there's no mud or damage to your heels. Pay attention to the details. No missing buttons, no lint, and/or external tags, and beware of stains. Hands should be clean and fingernails should be clean and cared for. Clothes should be clean, neatly pressed, and fit properly. Smell. Exercise good hygiene habits and do not smoke while waiting for your interview. Ladies and gentlemen, be wary of strong colognes and strong perfumes. In fact, it is better if you avoid either. When you come to your interview, you should have a tote or small briefcase to carry your resume and other items that you may need for the day of the interview. Here you will see examples of females who are dressed professionally for an interview. The first lady from the left is wearing a pantsuit in a dark color with heels. Notice her toes are exposed. It is suggested that you wear closed-toed shoes to an interview. Moving on, the second young lady from the left is in a skirt with a jacket. Her outfit is also very interview appropriate. Moving on to the third lady, who also is displaying an interview appropriate outfit. From these images, you can see that there are various ways that you can dress to be interview ready. In the next slide, you will see 2 examples of appropriate interview wear. The group on the left has business casual, no jacket, but still dressed very appropriately for an interview. The group on the right is more professional. They have jackets and dark colors. These are 2 examples of interview appropriate outfits. On this slide, you will see an infographic which describes the difference between business casual versus professional. Here are 10 tips regarding success in any business situation. Number 1, when in doubt, dress conservatively. Number 2, a suit and tie for males, will suffice in most situations. Number 3, make sure your outfit is wrinkle-free. Number 4, stick with solid colors and tighter woven fabrics or simple patterns. Number 5, accessories should be kept simple. Basic pumps, modest jewelry, light makeup, and light perfume. Number 6, wear a belt and a watch. Number 7, be sure your hair is neatly trimmed or groomed. Avoid the messy look. Number 8, shirts with lettering or graphics should not be worn. Number 9, check your outfit for missing buttons, lint, or a crooked tie. Details matter. Number 10, a skirt should be no shorter than the tips of your middle fingers or just above the knee for good measure. On the next slide, you'll see 2 very important details. Try to stray away from visible tattoos. The next image is an interviewee and an interviewer. The caption at the bottom says, "Oh, you did dress up for the interview." What you can take away from this image is that the interviewer will not remember the person's qualifications or that they are a fit for the job, simply that they were underdressed and showed no desire for the job that they wanted to obtain. This is too comfortable for an interview. This shows that you showed no care or had no determination the morning that you got up to prepare for your interviewer. Another tip is to call HR to find out what to wear to the interview, especially if it's being held on a mine site where you may need safety clothes. Be mindful of where you're interviewing. You may be asked to go on a tour at the end of your interview, and you want to be sure that you're appropriately dressed. When you are aware of the stages, you can better prepare yourself. Follow these tips to make a good first impression before the interview even begins. Remember, interviews are a two-way conversation where you are sharing information. If your resume was selected, that means that the employer noticed something about you on your resume and wanted to call you in to hear about your qualifications. This is your time to shine in the interview. By this point, the employer or the interviewee has gathered all the information that he or she needs, but the interview is not over yet. You should evaluate the routine and make changes that may help you to improve on the next performance. The following 5 questions are the most commonly asked interview questions. Knowing this will help you to prepare and practice answers to each of these questions. How will you advance this company? Be sure to have some sort of answer that reflects your skills and abilities to turn a profit for this company. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? Begin thinking about your goals and how they align with the company's goals. Why did you choose this company? I hope that you've done your research and that your application for this company means that you are a qualified fit. Now this is your time to tell why you chose this company. Why are you the best person for this position? Relate this question back to your skills and abilities that you have that could be an asset to this company for which you are applying for. What is your biggest flaw? Find a flaw and tell the employer how you're fixing that flaw. Always turn your negative into a positive. Always have questions prepared to ask potential employers in job interviews. They can include the following. The people who do well at your company. What skills and attributes do they usually have? This lets the employer know that you have a strong desire to align your skills and attributes to make a good fit for the company. What do you like best about working here? Gain insight to their mission and value statements. What results are expected? Align your goals and have an answer in mind that you've practiced. What communication style do you prefer? This lets the employer know how you work best under certain leadership. What is your philosophy regarding on-the-job growth and development? What are your goals for the department? Begin thinking of your goals and creating a 5-year plan. Be sure that the companies that you're applying for, that your goals align with their mission values. Here you will see an infographic that gives you some tips for pre-interview, the interview, and post-interview. Pre-interview. Get a good night's sleep the night before. Do your research. Be sure that you've looked the company up online and that you have a sense of their mission and their values and their accomplishments. Prepare questions beforehand. Wear clean and wrinkle-free professional attire. Brush your teeth and wear deodorant. Know how to answer the question, what will you add to the company by joining it? During the interview, answer the question that was asked. A common tip that I give a lot of interviewees is to rephrase the question. Shake the interviewer's hand. Take notes. Let your achievements speak for you. Ask questions, including asking for a full description of the type of work that you will be doing. And lastly, and most importantly, be yourself and be confident. Post-interview, drop off your thank you note. Always thank your interviewer after you've left. Follow up appropriately. Sometimes the interviewer will tell you when they will notify you. Other times, it will be your responsibility to make the follow-up. This is also a good question to ask at the end of the interview process. For questions or further assistance, contact your local Kentucky Career Center.